The life cycle of a star. The cycle of a typical star starts off in the nebula, which is made up of dust and gas. The first stage of a star, a protostar, begins forming in a nebula. It goes through three more main transformations, turning into a main sequence star, a red giant star, and a white dwarf star.
To start, the dust and gas inside of the nebula are pulled together by gravity, making clumps of dust and gas. Eventually, they collect more and more dust and gas and grow into larger clumps.
As clumps reach a critical mass, gravity causes them to collapse into themselves. This causes friction to heat the gas and dust up, eventually turning these clumps into a protostar.
Protostars rotate, generating a magnetic field and heat. The protostars continue heating up until they reach 10 million Kelvin, equivalent to roughly 18 million degrees Fahrenheit, where they become main sequence stars.
Main sequence stars are all undergoing a fusion of hydrogen into helium in their cores. The rate at which they undergo this fusion and the amount of hydrogen fuel available in the star depends on the mass of the star.
Main sequence stars also balance the outward pressure of fusion going on in its core with the pressure of gravity that holds the star together. The next phase in a star's life is the red giant. A red giant begins to form after the star runs out of hydrogen fuel for nuclear fusion in its core. The core begins to collapse, and then the shell of plasma around the core becomes hot enough to fuse hydrogen by itself, which causes it to expand and turn red. A red giant shows that a star has begun dying. When a red giant has fully exhausted its fuel and sheds its outer layers, what is left of the star is called a white dwarf. A white dwarf is considered dead because the atoms in it no longer fuse. Eventually, the star cools and fades away from what we can see.